Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MeanGene Show here on Podbean.com. We are streaming live on Podbean Live, getting you ready for week number 5 of the National Football League. And hey, I tell you what, we're getting better at this stuff. I can honestly say that, okay? Because last week, I am proud to say that I went 11-5. And, some games I probably should have studied a little bit harder on, but we'll see if we can get it right this week. But we are getting you ready for week 5 of the National Football League. Kicks off tonight between the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. I tell you what, the NFC West is exciting, and what a great matchup tonight. And the other Thursday night's games that we've had were not marquee matchups, but the games turned out to be good. So now watch this one. This is a marquee matchup, and it might be a crappy game. Nope, I don't agree with that statement at all. I think it's going to be a great game. You have the Seattle Seahawks. They won last week against another NFC West opponent, and the San Francisco 49ers. Then you got the Rams. They went up against another NFC West opponent, and the Arizona Cardinals. Surprisingly, the Cardinals beat the Los Angeles Rams 37-20. It wasn't even close. The Arizona Cardinals are undefeated in the NFC. Why I keep wanting to say AFC, because I guess I'm thinking AFC West. The big game this week. I'm going to be in Las Vegas for the Raiders and the Chicago Bears, so that's going to be a pretty good one. And then the Chargers-Raiders matchup on Monday night was a good one. We'll talk about that too. So hey, it's the MeanGene Show here. Now, don't forget to check out my show, my radio show, which is every week in Las Vegas on KDWN 720 AM, and that's 101.5 FM in Las Vegas. That show airs 10 p.m. Pacific time. I know it's kind of late if you're on the West Coast, but of course, you can always you could come to Podbean, or you can go to iHeartRadio, you can go to Spotify, and you can download the show. The show will be up there for you to listen to. The Week 5 picks is basically a little bit of what we're going to do here tonight, but minus, of course, the Thursday night game. And we just dive right on into Sunday, and I'll probably talk a little bit about the WNBA playoffs, talk about the Wilder Fury fight, which I'm also attending. I have a very busy schedule this weekend. So after we do the show here, watch the game here later on tonight, and get ready to head out to Vegas for the Wilder Fury Part 3 fight at the T-Mobile Arena. And I know I don't really talk a lot of boxing on these shows because it's strictly football, not meaning that I won't talk about it if somebody brings it up, but and then we got the Raiders Bears on Sunday, so a very busy schedule for MeanGene this weekend. And let's see what else we got. Well, we got that stuff out the way, and let's just go to the room and see what we got here. We got a couple of folks in the room here, and someone wants to know, do I do prop bets? You know what? Now, Mr. Picks, Jeff Lambert Sr., now he should be on the show here. He won't be on today, but Jeff Lambert does the prop bets. He talks about all of that kind of stuff. And you know what? I dibble and dabble in those point spreads, and I can, give you a little bit of information on that. But hey, I'm glad you're joining us here tonight. We're going to jump right on into week 5 of the National Football League and talk about this game that's coming up here in probably about 90 minutes or so. So let's just take a look at it. Let's look at the 3-1 Los Angeles Rams at the Seattle Seahawks 2-2. Russell Wilson, he had 3 touchdown passes, 3 touchdowns, 2 passes, 1 rush, no interceptions. He had a rating of 116 last week. So Seahawks get back on track. And that's going to be important because it seems like that NFC West is going to be critical. And just like the AFC North last year, you had 3 teams that made the playoffs. You had the Pittsburgh Steelers, you had the Cleveland Browns, and the Baltimore Ravens. That's probably not going to happen this year, definitely when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. But if you look at the NFC West, do not be surprised if the Cardinals, the Rams, and the Seahawks all make the playoffs. But I mean, they are just really testing each other in that NFC West. So I guess you can expect, Chris Carson to get some things done. He's really starting to run the ball a lot. 206 scrimmage yards. You know what? And let's see, he's got 206 scrimmage yards, 2 rushing touchdowns there, and 2 career games on Thursday night. So he likes Thursday night. So this might be his night to get it done on the ground. You also got the DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. So Russell Wilson has tons of weapons to throw the ball. And then on the defense side, you got Bobby Wagner, of course, the leader, Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs. They'll be ready to take on the Rams passing and running attack. So looking at Matthew Stafford, what he's done some really great things there since coming over from the Detroit Lions. It just seemed like this was a match made in heaven for all involved. Sean McVay's relationship with Matthew Stafford is way better than it was with Jared Goff. Now, I know he played it off very well, but you can just see the relationship there. And Matthew Stafford is a veteran, so he's going to come in. He's not going to require a lot of attention. You just give him some weapons like Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Van Jefferson. You give him those type of people that he can throw the ball to, and he's gonna make it happen. So last week, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think he had a pick last week there late, but he is steady getting it done. And they are really, it was just the worst game for the Rams last week against Arizona. They are still probably stunned by the Arizona loss, but they're going to have to really rebound tonight. My pick, and looking at, and Darrell Henderson, he's starting to run that ball. He's not Cam Akers, but still, he's the man that was next up here. And then you also have the defense with Leonard Floyd and Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald, that, 3-headed monster there on defense. It's going to be good. So you got good defense, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be a low-scoring game tonight. The Rams definitely know if they want to be in the playoffs, like I just said, late in January, they're going to have to find a way to win on the road. And even though they lost at home last week, it's going to be tough to beat Seattle up there in the 12th man. So tonight, I am going with the Seattle Seahawks to get the win. That is my pick for Thursday night. Like I said, I went 11-5 last week, and probably my best week since we've been doing it this year. I've had some crazy upsets that, I'm still trying to give the Detroit Lions their first win. So let's see how I pick when it comes to them. So let's go with the first game on Sunday. The New York Jets 1-3 versus the Atlanta Falcons 1-3. Oh my goodness. I have to say the records because it matters, but it just really sucks that, on paper, this seems like it's going to be a sucky game. But how about the Jets? So last week, and Robert Saleh gets his first win as the head coach of the Jets, and Zach Wilson, the rookie, gets his first win. Incredible. I can't believe both New York teams won last week. I don't know when the last time that happened. But the Atlanta Falcons, they lose to the Washington football team. That team, I just haven't really figured out the Washington football team yet. And I certainly haven't figured out the Atlanta Falcons yet, because games that I pick for them to win, they lose. Games that I pick for them to lose, they win. So, I mean, just looking at, Matt Ryan is that veteran quarterback still getting it done. The surprising running back out of the Falcons. Well, he's not a newcomer to the league. He's been around. As a matter of fact, I think he used to be a wide receiver, converted to a running back. Cordarrelle Patterson now is the leading man for the Falcons, running the ball there. I mean, he is listed as a running back, and he doesn't look like a running back, and he certainly can catch the ball. And so they're having some success with him. I mean, Calvin Ridley is the one that is the man there, wide receiver for the Falcons after Julio Jones left. So it's either, they're going to try to force the ball to Calvin Ridley, or they're going to try to give it to the rookie tight end, Kyle Pitts. So look for that to happen a lot there. But with the Jets, Michael Carter, he had his first career rushing touchdown last week, so he's looking good. Tevin Coleman, he's been around for a while. He's also on that Jets team. and Corey Davis. Corey Davis been around the league for a while. I think he played with Tennessee for a little bit, so he's there. Jamison Crowder had a great week last week. 7 catches, 61 yards, and a touchdown. With that win over Tennessee, and the win was in it went in overtime, and the win was over a good opponent. So I don't want to undermine that win for that young rookie quarterback Zach Wilson. You beat the Tennessee Titans, which have a pretty good defense, they have a pretty good offense, and you got that first win. I am going to go with the New York Jets to get 2 in a row. How about that? 2 in a row, because I'm just not. I mean, when it comes to the Falcons, that's a scary team to go for. It's I just can't do it. It's I can't do it. I'm just going to not even bother with the Falcons. I know that like I said, I got Matt Ryan. He's a good quarterback, but I just can't do it. So go with the next pick here, and I see we have. Let's see here. Go back to the chat room here. I just don't want to leave anybody out here. Let's see. I see we got 100 yards. Hey, I need to reach out to you because I got some tickets for you. So it's the 100-yard chemists. We need to get you going. So I'm going to have you reach out to me on my email, which is sportskings@live.com. sportskings@live.com. And let's chat because I have some tickets for you. I looked for you last week, and but I got some tickets for you. I know you said you would travel, so let's see, can we get you to a stadium real close and get you some tickets to a stadium real close. So just stick around. Don't leave. So all right, let's. The next game, we have the Philadelphia Eagles 1-3 at the Carolina Panthers 3-1. So Panthers, they lose 36-28 at Dallas. I mean, the score. I think Dallas kind of really controlled the game. The Panthers kind of came running late to close that gap a little bit, but they really were not afraid of the Cowboys. It's just, they had some defensive breakdowns, which, caused that game to get away. But the Carolina Panthers, I'm still sold on the Panthers. Now, a team that I'm not sold on is the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles, they lose 42-30 versus the Chiefs. Chiefs went there and beat them, and so with the Cowboys, didn't the Cowboys put up like 40-something points on them that Monday night? And then the Chiefs put up 40. So that's 80-something points this Philadelphia Eagles defense is giving up. And Nick Sirianni, I don't know. Something is not going right there. People are looking at Jalen Hurts and they're seeing that he's passing the ball. As a matter of fact, he passed for a career high 387 yards, last week. But I don't know what it is. It's the defense obviously is killing the Philadelphia Eagles, in my opinion. So I know people were calling for Joe Flacco to come out and replace Jalen Hurts, but I don't know if it's that time yet. I mean, you look at the stats, Jalen Hurts is putting up decent numbers. I think he did really look bad against the Dallas Cowboys, but he improved his performance for sure last week. But man, so as far as picking somebody to win this game, I believe I went with the Panthers. I'm sorry. Nothing against the Eagles. I just don't think their defense is giving them a chance to win games. And so I got to go with the Panthers. I think the Panthers rebound. I think Sam Darnold, I like this Panthers team. They are doing very well. Dustin Pfeiffer, who does the show with me occasionally, he'd come on and do the countdown with me on the Las Vegas show. He covers the Carolina Panthers and the Charlotte Hornets, and he said this team is pretty serious. They're for real, and I agree. They're good on both sides of the ball. Unfortunately, Christian McCaffrey, man, just when I get this guy, back in my fantasy, lineup. He goes out again. So I don't know. It's just tough to keep him healthy, but I still like the Panthers. The rookie running back Chuba Herbert came out there and did pretty good last week in McCaffrey's absence. So I got the Panthers winning on Sunday. Next game, Green Bay Packers 3-1 at the Cincinnati Bengals 3-1. I repeat, the Cincinnati Bengals 3-1, first place in the AFC North. Go figure. They get it done last Thursday night. They were matched up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we're going to talk about the Jaguars later. We're going to talk about Urban Meyer later too. But Cincinnati Bengals get the win on last Thursday night against Jacksonville. So they haven't played in a while. They're sitting there. They're going to be sitting there ready to go come Sunday. But they're going to the Packers are going into what's the name of that stadium? Paul Brown Stadium up there in Cincinnati. And Green Bay defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 27-17 last week. So Green Bay is moving and grooving. Seems like Aaron Rodgers and the guys are just getting it done. Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, Devontae Adams. It's the Randall Cobb. Everything that Aaron Rodgers wanted, he got right there. And I just don't. I mean, nothing against Joe Burrows, and I really like Joe Burrows. Last Thursday night, completed 25 or 32 passes there. Had a let's see. So he ended up with 340 yards there, 2 touchdowns, just career high ratings for that guy. And you really, happy to see that. And you see that their running game is going well with Mixon, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase. That's Joe Burrow's favorite receiver. And they're getting it done with the tight end as well. So, all said, though, I got the Packers winning this game on Sunday, though, because I just think they're probably going to be a little bit overmatched. That defense is really going to have to go to work to slow Aaron Rodgers down. Their running game, Green Bay has beaten you both ways this year. Their defense is holding steady. They're throwing the ball. They're running the ball. Aaron Jones is having a great year on the ground. And so I got the Packers winning that game on Sunday. All right, the next game. New England Patriots at the Houston Texans. Houston Texans. Both teams are 1-3. So and sort of a interesting concept here with the Patriots is that last week all of their efforts were tied into trying to beat the return of Tom Brady, and that didn't go well. They lose 19-17 in a very ugly game as far as offense goes. It was raining in there. The ball was slippery. Everything was just sort of not the fireworks that we probably expected to see from Tom Brady's return to Foxborough. But they played close. I mean, they had a good game plan for Mac Jones, and it just was not able to execute it against that Tampa Bay defense, which doesn't allow a lot of people to execute anything. But this week they travel to Texas to take on the Houston Texans, who how do you recover from a 40-0 loss? Now, goose eggs in the NFL is just unacceptable. There's no way. People pay too much money. Fans of these teams that fail to score. I think the Dolphins got beat 35-0 not too long ago by the Buffalo Bills, and here we have the Texans losing to the Buffalo Bills. Hey, 40-0. So I don't know what the remedy is there in Buffalo. I think I knew their defense was good. I didn't think they were that damn good, but apparently, I mean, I don't know. I can't give the Texans a chance to win this game, even though it's at home. When you basically get shamed last week, you get shamed. Now, I know they got the quarterback Davis Mills. It's not Tyrod Taylor. So, the Texans is just going through a lot. And not to mention with the Deshaun Watson, it's got to suck knowing you got Deshaun Watson, in the building and you can't use him for whatever reason. It's just a weird situation, and they're going to pay for it all year long. Not saying that, what Deshaun Watson did was I'm in agreement with, but I don't know the handling of him and what the Texans are doing. It's just, I mean, you have to trade the guy. You just can't keep him around, and your team is losing. Pretty soon, the locker room is going to be lost at some point. But the good thing about the Texans is David Culley, believe it or not. The team was already, ready to move on from Deshaun Watson, and this David Culley guy, they say he's a great guy. Now that greatness only lasts for so long. You can be a rah friendly guy, people person, but them losses, man, when they keep mounting, that's going to affect that locker room at some point. That's going to get into the confidence of Davis Mills and that team. So 40-0, man. I got the Patriots winning Sunday at NRG Stadium in Houston. Okay, the next game. Let's talk about this one. Tennessee Titans. Jacksonville Jaguars just always seem to run up against a team at the wrong time. Titans, they lose to the Jets. No one wanted the Jets to beat them. They lose in overtime, so they're pissed. And then the Jacksonville Jaguars, well, their coach was out there getting lap dances and gave some lame-ass excuse about this, that, and the other. And let me just talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars situation, because I do not want to say anything bad about the Jacksonville Jaguars organization and those players there. But I do want to talk about Urban Meyer, which I am not a fan of Urban Meyer in the NFL ranks. The guy could coach the hell out of college football, but NFL players, the Jaguar players, and I'm being told this is by a close source, is that those players are pissed. They want Urban Meyer out of there, and they probably are willing to lose as many games as it takes to get him out. Either he quits, he gets fired. Coaches usually don't quit because of the contract thing. They could get fired if this Jacksonville Jaguar thing become just a total mess, which it is. And it's a train wreck for Trevor Lawrence, who probably deserves, someone a little bit better. You got your head coach out there getting lap dances at his own bar. So let me pose this question to you guys listening here, is that, Urban Meyer, a public figure, he owns this sports bar. He knows people have cell phones. And if you see the video footage of this lady dancing, and you can see Urban Meyer, there's no way he could know that someone's not filming this. So a couple of my friends on social media this week brought it up, and some people have been making some good points about this, is that Urban Meyer was acting as if he wants to get fired. Just out of nowhere, he goes and do something stupid like what he did. He didn't have the balls or guts to face his team and apologize. So he pulled in all the coaches and apologized to them. The owner of the team reprimanded him in public. And this is just a mess here. And I think, they go 0-5. The Titans are pissed. The Titans are just pissed because they want to win. They are projected to win the AFC South. So they lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't think they want that press, But I got the Titans winning this game, and Trevor Lawrence, he's probably going to win a game at some point in time. I know this has got to be demoralizing for him, but those players. One thing I know about the NFL players, even professional players in general, because I've been around a lot of them, have interviewed a lot of them. I know when they're trying to make a statement, when they go out and do something in the public and it gets scrutinized on TV, social media, the commissioner will fine them, suspend them, but now you have a coach who basically, not that he really did anything wrong, but I guess it's just, that's just unacceptable, and I guess he was so pissed off from that loss last Thursday night in Cincinnati that he just decided to stay in Ohio and hang out and got in trouble. But so stay tuned for more on that with the Urban Meyer and the Jacksonville Jaguars. But the Titans should win this game on Sunday, or else they will become the story going into the next week. All right, the next game we have the Detroit Lions 0-4 at the Minnesota Vikings 1-3. The Detroit Lions are going to win a game at some point. And I'm going to keep picking them until they win a game. It was so close against the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, who the hell thought that Justin Tucker would make a 66-yard field goal? I mean, they just need that one win. And Dan Campbell is such a good coach. But this might be the win here because this is a divisional game against the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are 1-3 now. I said if the Vikings had went 0-3 or whatever, they were going to look at firing Mike Zimmer or whatever. So they get that one win, but then they turn right around and start a new losing streak. They only put up 7 points against the Cleveland Browns last week, and they are 1-3. No chance of winning the NFC North. That's going to probably belong to the Packers or Bears. Who knows? But the Lions, the Lions have won the last 7 games over Detroit. That streak needs to end. I say Dan Campbell and the guys get it done. And they lose to the Bears last week. Just tough. These divisional games are tough anyway. But I think Detroit gets the first win. And it's going to be exciting to see how this game turn out. But I got the Detroit Lions winning on Sunday. Next game, the Denver Broncos 3-1 at the Pittsburgh Steelers 1-3. So it seems like I probably read that wrong, huh? But nope. We all know what's happening there. We all see it. Pittsburgh Steelers are 1-3. They lose to Green Bay 27-17 last week. And the Denver Broncos are a surprising 3-1. And are they in first place in the AFC West? There should be a tie, a 3-way tie there in the AFC West there between the Raiders, Chargers, and the Broncos. So all the talk in Pittsburgh, of course, is Ben Roethlisberger. Is it time for him to be benched, this, that, and the other? And this is an interesting time for quarterbacks that fall into this position. We saw it with some of the greats. Not everyone gets to be 44 years old and look like they're 30-something and have the name Tom Brady. But I'm looking at the Eli Manning situation. Eli won 2 Super Bowls for the New York Giants. Big Ben has won 2 Super Bowls for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, you have an allegiance to these guys because they brought you championships. But, man, the downside of it is, okay, at some point in time, it's just like getting old. We all know we're going to get old. And when does it start happening? And, for us people that don't play football, it happens with our joints and knees and stuff. And, we can't get up without grunting. That's the sign of us getting old. So football players, man, you just see it on the field. You see, and there's a lot of other things contributing to the poor play of Ben Roethlisberger. They have a inexperienced offensive line. He lost some veterans on that offensive line that, has protected him for some years. A lot of those guys were there when he got there. I mean, they came together or a little bit after he got there, but years of just, making Big Ben, who he was. And now, and then he's just doing some silly things, out there. He's throwing the ball way too much. They went and got Najee Harris, and they figured that was going to help, the running game. Well, but, he has to run behind the same offensive line that Ben has to throw behind. So, and that is the problem. And so the Pittsburgh Steelers did not see fit to go and draft, heavily on the offensive line. So the question is this going to get Ben hurt? Because of that, I don't see Ben playing all 17 games. It would be a miracle. And if he does play all 17 games, well, then the Steelers got to get some wins. I think they get the win Sunday. I just don't know how they're going to get it. I'm just saying that, okay, this could be the decision game for the Pittsburgh Steelers, meaning that Mike Tomlin will be forced to make a decision on who's going to be the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You may not bench Ben Roethlisberger, but that doesn't mean come week 6 you start him again. And I just know, and Big Ben has been pulled out of games before, but more so for injuries. I saw it with the Seattle game a couple of years ago, and that's when the Steelers had that horrible year and went through 3 or 4 quarterbacks. But and then there's talk about Cam Newton and all of that, and I won't get into that on this show. but they're, the Steelers have some options there. It's just, saying goodbye to a legend. It's just kind of tough, man. And Tomlin and Big Ben, I've spent time up there at Pittsburgh Steelers training camp, and I've seen that relationship between Ben and and Mike Tomlin. And believe me, it's just tight. It's just respect, you know. Big Ben, Mike Tomlin inherited Big Ben from from uh, from the other coach. Good Lord, I can't believe I'm losing my mind here. But anyway, Big Ben has been there, and it's just tough to say goodbye to Big Ben. But anyway, we might see the end of Ben if the Steelers lose this game. I got them winning, however, over the Denver Broncos at home at Heinz Field. All right, the next game we have is the Miami Dolphins, 1-3 at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers are starting to get into the easy part of their schedule now, which I think is the easiest schedule I've ever seen for a team that's Bill Cowher. That's the coach who drafted Big Ben. I should be ashamed of myself for forgetting his name, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are getting into the just to the easy part of their schedule. They play Sunday. They get the win Sunday there at Foxborough. So all of that's over now. It's just time to get back to business. The Miami Dolphins, Jacoby Brissett is a good quarterback now. He's filling in for Tua. But the Buccaneers are going to win this game. Miami they're not going to win the Buccaneers. I just don't see the Buccaneers having a letdown. Even in a close game, I see them kind of getting it together, improving on last week and moving forward. So I got Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning on Sunday. New Orleans Saints 2-2 at the Washington Football Team 2-2. Interesting game here. So Washington wins over Atlanta last week, 34-30, but the Saints lose to the Giants. Of all teams, no one saw that coming. I didn't see that one coming. I did not pick that game. I did not pick the Giants to beat the Saints. And remember, both New York teams won last Sunday, and they both won in overtime. So that was even more incredible. I did say that Daniel Jones is a better quarterback than what we see on paper. But the Saints now, so this game is going to be played at FedEx Field, so it's in the DC area, and this Taylor Heineke guy is not bad. And Nathaniel Gibson and Terry McLaurin. And of course, they got that defense that people have to respect. And I don't want to forget about Curtis Samuel either, the wide receiver there. They got, with that Washington team. But Montez Sweat and Chase Young and Kendall Fuller, the cornerback. So the Washington football team has a good defense. But I like Jameis Winston and Alvin Kamara and those guys to go in there and get this road win. Okay, I got the Saints winning this game on Sunday over the Washington Football Team. I have to go to the room and check in and see what's happening here. Okay, you guys are still hanging with me there, and I probably haven't said anything stupid. I don't see no nasty comments or disagreements. But yeah, feel free. I mean, if you disagree with me on any of these picks, I like to be challenged. I need to be challenged. I'm not an expert by any means. The next game, the Cleveland Browns, 3-1 at the Los Angeles Chargers, 3-1. So there we go. Chargers, Raiders, Broncos, all 3-1. Of course, something's got to give. I already picked the Steelers to beat the Broncos. So what we have here now is this Chargers team coming off a short week, by the way. They beat the Raiders 28-14. Justin Herbert's looking great. Austin Eckler, Mac Williams, good Lord. The list just goes on and on. Joey Bosa, the defense is looking good. Derwin James. This Chargers team is just really great. I think the Cleveland Browns lose Sunday. They have to travel all the way to SoFi, so Chargers get back-to-back. So that's a good thing about playing in a short week. You don't have to leave. So they didn't have to pack up and travel all the way to Cleveland. They beat the Raiders on Monday, stay at home. They get to sleep in their own beds there, and they wait for the Browns to come to town. And I think they beat the Browns. I think the air seems to have been let out of the excitement of the Browns. I know, and not saying that the Browns are not going to be a playoff team, but this is going to be a tough one. And now this is one that they really gonna need to win, because this isn't, although this is not a conference, a division game, it's a conference game. So it's gonna matter head to head how you fare up and beat these teams in your AFC conference. So uh, Browns need to win it, but I think the Chargers going to get it, and Chargers going to take a stronghold on that AFC West division. So I like the Chargers in this game. The next one, and this is a game that I will be at, and let me make this announcement. This will be my first time in Allegiant Stadium. I have not been there, probably have driven around or rode around that stadium many times. I saw it being built, because I'm out there quite often doing my show at KDWN 7:20 a.m. out there. So this stadium, I'm looking forward to getting in that stadium and seeing what it's about. I'm also looking forward to seeing Justin Fields. So I've seen the Raiders play this year. I was at the Pittsburgh Steelers Raiders game there a couple of weeks ago in Pittsburgh. So I got a chance to hang out with the media team there for the Raiders, and got a chance to interview John Gruden and Henry Ruggs after that victory over Pittsburgh. But the Bears, so you got an interesting story here. You got the Bears coming in. So Matt Nagy officially announced that Justin Fields will be the quarterback moving forward. No Andy Dalton, whether he's healthy or not. And people still forget that Nick Foles is on the Bears team. He's the third quarterback. I am a little shocked that his name was not considered during, especially that one game where Justin Fields was sacked about 9 or 10 times, and and release Nick Foles. Let him go somewhere else if you're not going to play him this year. How do you have a Super Bowl MVP quarterback as third string who may not see any action at all? How do you have Andy Dalton being the second, backup behind now Justin Fields? So just anyway, it's all jacked up. But the Raiders are pissed, first of all. So it's sort of bad timing. Good for Justin Fields. He gets the start. Bad because he's going up against a defense that is going to be pissed. And I do expect Max Crosby to introduce himself to Justin Fields a couple of times. How about Darius Philon? Darius Philon. Darius, I talked to Darius a couple of during the summer, right after he had got acquired by the Raiders, and we wanted to get him on the show. We're still going to try to get him on the show. But, he had a great game last week, but in that loss, though. But the Raiders are going to be pissed. Derek Carr, that whole crew, Darren Waller, everybody. John Gruden's going to have a nice plan, and the Raiders are going to beat the Bears. So it's just the interesting thing is just going to see how Justin Fields handle his, official, I wouldn't say official first start, but just, how he's going to handle now, knowing that he is the starter, moving forward. But we got the Raiders winning on Sunday. All right, the next game we have is an NFC West matchup. So, the NFC West is going to be done playing each other here pretty soon. They're going to have, this is like so early in the year that all of their conference games are going to be out the way. This is just incredible. And then they got the rest of the season to play non-conference or non-division type games. So it's the 49ers at the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals are for real. Now, I opened up the show, my radio show this year before the season even started, and I said that the Arizona Cardinals are my surprise team, and now they are exceeding my expectation. I knew they would be good and they would win a lot of games. I didn't know that they would be 4-0. And they manhandled the Rams last week, and the Rams is a pretty good damn team. So the 49ers come to town, and I can't pick the 49ers. They're at home. Kyler Murray, Chase Edmonds, these guys are having a hell of a time. And it's an all-star studded team there. A.J. Green, DeAndre Hopkins, James Conner, Chase Edmonds. You just name it. Defense, you got Chandler Jones, the linebacker, J.J. Watt, and Buda Baker, the safety, and Cliff Kingsbury. Let me, congratulate him on this 4-0 start. They could well come out of the game Sunday being 5-0, and that just would, it's just going to blow my mind, even though, I expected them to be good, but not this good. And if they beat the 49ers, who are still trying to figure things out with Garoppolo and Trey Lance, I just got the Cardinals winning this game. All right, the next game, the New York Giants 1-3 at the Dallas Cowboys 3-1. Let's just make this quick. Cowboys win. The Dallas Cowboys are looking good. You cannot take anything away from them. Now, I'm not a fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I have some close associates with the Dallas Cowboys, though. Jim Jeffcoat, two-time Super Bowl champion, used to play with the Troy Aikman, Jimmy Johnson team. He used to be my co-host on our Sports King show that we used to do in Dallas. This is when I lived in Dallas. So still, reach out to Jim Jeffcoat every once in a while. I might have to bring him on the show. He knew I wasn't a Cowboys fan, but I damn sure respect this team, and everyone else should too, because you're seeing a guy that got his money, Dak Prescott, and the guy that's earning his money. And Dak Prescott is, 4 touchdowns, no picks last week, had a quarterback rating of 130.3. Ezekiel Elliott, he had a season high 143 rushing yards last week. So he's showing people that, hey, don't count me out. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, TREVON Diggs, 2 interceptions last week. And he became the first Dallas Cowboy since 1970 and the 4th player since 1990 with an interception in each of his team's first 4 games. So he's had a pick in every game. And, man, the Dallas Cowboys are scary. The Micah Parsons, he's getting it done. That's the guy they drafted, the linebacker. So the Giants, man, this is not going to be a great game to watch. And it's at home, so Dallas is at home. They mean business, and they cut Jalen Smith, and I mean they're just showing that, hey, they mean business. They're not. This team is a no nonsense team. They're getting it done on the field. You can say whatever you want to say about them, and we're always going to talk about them and give them hell. They haven't lost since losing to Tampa Bay in the season opener. So they're going for 4 wins in a row on Sunday versus the Giants. All right, and now we're down to the Sunday night game, and this is, wow, how about this, a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game, the Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, I can honestly say that Buffalo is not going to blank the Chiefs this week. They beat, was it Miami 35-0? They beat the Texans 40-0. It's not really gonna happen this Sunday night. This game is at Arrowhead Stadium. The Chiefs, man, they're 2-2. Chiefs are 2-2. They really need to beat the Buffalo Bills, so everybody's a little bit more get back in that win column. And I think Andy Reid, I think Patrick Mahomes, and all these guys, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I think they're going to get back on track here Sunday. I have the Chiefs winning Sunday night, and man, I always like when you have a great Sunday and then you end it with a good Sunday night game. This game is going to be a little bit more better watched than the hype was Brady returning to New England. Not necessarily a good competitive game last week, even though the Patriots played well. But this is going to be a damn good game right here. The 3-1 Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs. I like the Chiefs. So it brings us down to the Monday night game, which, I mean, it's not a spectacular one. I mean, if you're a Lamar Jackson fan, it is a spectacular game because he tends to show out when his team is on the national spotlight. So the Indianapolis Colts, 1-3, will face the Baltimore Ravens, who are 3-1, tied right up there with the Cincinnati Bengals. Man, Lamar Jackson, they beat the Denver Broncos last week to give the Broncos their first loss, as I had predicted they would. Win 23-7. The defense held the Broncos to 7 points, and that defense includes Justin Houston, Marlon Humphreys. They have a all-star cast there. So, and the Baltimore Ravens are just starting to get into their groove now. So, the Baltimore Ravens, I guess I still want to talk about Jacksonville some more. Baltimore Ravens will win this game on Monday night, and I think everyone should agree. So anyway, all right, we got this done in about 45 minutes. How about that? Okay, so hey, don't forget that the fight, the boxing fight there at T-Mobile Arena. If you like boxing, it's going to be Wilder and Fury 3. And, everyone is saying that Wilder needs to win. Fury, who has an unorthodox style, he doesn't even look like a boxer, but he is. He's awkward. He's just awkward. He's a big, tall guy too. So, I mean, you're really going to have to, try to get that reach in there to hit him. But I think Wilder, hopefully he comes out with some oomph and get it done. So this will probably be my third or fourth championship fight that I've been to. I haven't gone to a lot of boxing matches, but I do try to catch the big ones occasionally. So this will be happening Saturday in Vegas. And then Sunday, we got the Raiders and the Bears, and we'll be doing the show. So you check out the show Sunday for the Week 5 picks. A little bit different than this show. Probably a little bit more professional. Not saying that I'm not being professional, but I can get away with more things on the live stream than I can on the radio show. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll be back here next Thursday night to do it again. All right. So enjoy your Thursday night game, Seahawks and the Rams. And I'll see you back here next week. So have a great weekend. MeanGene, I am out of here.